How can I help you, my radiant friend? Hmm. Why did you ask me to talk to the temple's inhabitants? Are you worried about something? My request to you was made on impulse. To put it simply, a heavy burden has been placed on your shoulders, and it is easy to grow weary. We not only live in complete isolation, but we've done so for a very long time, and an entire lifetime for some races. I'm afraid many will be broken by this ordeal, if they have not been already. It would be easier if I could be dispassionate, like Cather, but I cannot. However, for those in my care, I feel like a mother who cannot protect her children from pain and grief. When I saw you, I hoped you'd be a breath of fresh air, that your presence would renew and restore our spirits. Tell me about your mission. Why did you decide to remain here in the World Wound? This temple has been blessed by Pulura. Whether it is day or night, the stars are always visible within the heart of this sanctuary. It is why those who study the stars conduct their observations here. Moreover, if we ever hope to understand the World Wound, the only place to study it is within its very borders. If we leave Pulura's fall, all the work we have done over the past 100 years will be lost. You may be wondering why this work is so important. The answer is quite simple. We are looking for a way to heal the World Wound, once and for all. Through our many years of study, we have discovered that the World Wound cannot be closed like an ordinary portal or planar gate, because it is too much like a living creature, always growing and changing. The World Wound does not simply exist on its own. There's something else that sustains it, and until we understand what that is, our efforts to close it will never succeed. However, we have achieved much over the years. We have disproved numerous theories and trialed various research methods. Tracking oscillating energy levels across the World Wound led to us to an important discovery. The World Wound has a heart, of sorts, at the place where the wound was first opened, the Threshold Fortress. We've also found a way to weaken the heart, along with the demons that inhabit it. We will imbue a mighty artifact with both the power given to us by Pulura and the memory of the priests of Sarkoris. It will weaken the connection between the Threshold Fortress and the Abyss. This artifact will clear the sky above the fortress and set the sacred northern stars ablaze. Even if this doesn't heal the wound, it will give strength to those attacking its monstrous heart. Tell me about Sarkoris. Eliandra's face lights up in a smile. It was a wonderful land, even if many thought it savage and wild. It still lives in my memory, as if nothing has changed. I can see the barges gliding across the surface of the lake. I can smell the fresh air and feel the wind on my skin as it moves through the green forests. Sarkoris was never ruled solely by one person, nor was it governed by a single faith. Clans lived in accordance with their own customs and settled important issues through lively debate in communal meetings. Matters involving the whole country were decided in ease, by a gathering of the elders, priests, druids, and chieftains. We worshipped Erastil and Pulura, spirits of our honorable ancestors, the sanctity of nature, and a dozen different deities and magical creatures. That is what Sarkoris was, a land of freedom. However, Aleandra's eyes grow sad. That freedom was not extended to all. As I think you know, only the magic of druids, priests, and other divine spellcasters was considered honorable. Those who used arcane magic were treated with suspicion, which grew into hatred. It grieves me to remember this, for our hatred was returned to us in full when the witch Arelu took vengeance on those who had hurt her. What do you know about Arelu and the opening of the World Wound? More than some, but not as much as I would wish. I've been to Threshold, the fortress where outlawed spellcasters were held, and where Alelu conducted her monstrous ritual. I even saw the betrayer in the flesh, though only briefly. Alelu was rumored to be a dangerous witch. For many years she had lived in isolation, carrying out strange experiments in deliberate obscurity, but she was noticed in the end. The best witch hunters tried to capture her, and it is said that many of them perished in the attempt. But when I saw her, she was no longer a dangerous enemy. After many, many days in a dungeon, she was nothing more than a pale shadow. I was told her spirit was already broken when she was brought to Threshold, and she gave the guards no doubt trouble. However, I think it is safe to say now that her compliance was simply a ruse, a cunning deception. When the wound opened, it shook the world. My lady Pulura, in her heavenly wisdom, was one of the first to realize the magnitude of the threat, and sent her priests a vision, along with an order to run and hide. But many couldn't find it within them to obey this order. How could they leave their beloved homeland, their homes, family, and friends? Many of my brothers and sisters perished, losing a hopeless fight against wave after wave of demons. I was destined for a different fate, and so was my shrine. Lady Pulura hid it from the eyes of the demons. I had a vision telling me about the work that needed to be done to avenge the fall of Sarkoris and rid the world of the world wound. And that was when I learned this difficult task would take a century to complete, and that it would require us to make many sacrifices. But I was willing. There are celestials as well as mortals here at the temple. Yes, of course. The priestess nods to the winged creatures standing nearby, and they smile back at her. Angels and Zetas from the court of Lady Pulura often visited the temple in its day of glory. When this place was hidden away, and we were given our mission, some of them decided to stay and support us. Like us, they have not gone beyond these walls for 100 years. They help us here in the temple, and of course we are all united in our desire to heal the world wound. Before we continue this quest, conduct the ritual, we're going to talk to the hand of the inheritor. Maybe he has something else for us. Good luck to you. Do not hesitate to contact me if you need anything. You can also rest in the guard room when you are tired. Do not worry, Commander. Corruption of the Abyss cannot reach you here. Our temple is built on holy ground, beneath the stars of Pulura. Champion, how can I help you? The inhabitants of the temple keep it secret. Its existence is secret. How did you find out about it? Pulura herself told me about this temple, and about the mission of its inhabitants. The mistress of Aurora Iobara and I may differ in character and appearance, but we are both angels and protectors of good. We help one another, especially when the matter involves demons, our foe of old. What can you tell me about Iliandra? She is the ideal priestess, a selfless servant of the goddess and her people. Iliandra discovered her gift when she was only 13, and ever since then she has healed, guided, and protected the inhabitants of Sarkoris. I have met very few mortals who are capable of such abnegation. She has never married or had a family, but has devoted herself entirely to service. In return, the Shimmering Maiden has rewarded Iliandra for her sacrifice. She has always been the strongest of Pulura's priestesses. What can you tell me about Cathair? He's a warrior, and the strength of his spirit is unmatched. He has devoted his entire life to the cause. His resilience and dedication have helped to protect and preserve the temple throughout the madness of these past 100 years. However, he does not simply defend the temple from its enemies. He also provides the community with the leadership it desires. Iliandra inspires and heals, but that on its own is not enough to keep the temple functioning over such a long period of time. I have to go. I'm glad I was able to help. Damn, imagine maybe we can become an angel like that one day in this game. It still feels like we barely scratched the surface of this game. Okay, I mean, we're done here. We've done everything we have to. So, I finished talking to the temple's inhabitants. Can we conduct the ritual now? Are you sure? After the ritual, you will have to leave Pulura's Fall. I think I've changed my mind. Wait, what? Wait, we have a couple quests, side quests, given to us by the dudes we talked to. I want to do this. Is that a thing? And we need to go outside this building to complete that. Can we do that? Are we allowed to leave this building without advancing the main quest? Let's see, Pulura's fall. Let's see what happens.
We march ahead.
I won't let you hurt my friends. Set your cadaver.
A dead man wearing ancient ornate armor and a golden crown. He clutches a long sword. Stop! Ragnar is breathing heavily, and his face is red with exertion. He's holding a two-handed sword, but the weapon is obviously too heavy for him. The tip of the sword waves as he holds the blade in his trembling hand. Wait! I have to kill him myself. Ragnar takes up a fighting stance, but he's clearly had no training. He shifts his weight uncertainly, and his knees are shaking. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Two-handed sword, you have no training, nervous, knees are shaking. This skeleton is going to kill you. So you're responsible for this? Well, I had a hunch that he might rise again. Usually after death, the undead simply decompose, but I was told this corpse was just laying there like nothing happened, so I decided to try and fight him. I followed you and, well, here I am. Stay back, it's too dangerous. Ragnar lowers his sword. He looks bitterly disappointed. You sound like our gods. Fine, whatever you say.
I refuse to accept their statement.
Retreat is not an option!
The world in crimson.
ID cloak. Blah. Full plate 12 armor. Oh, well, hello there. 35 spell failure chance, that's not good. Less dexterity, okay. Funerary dagger of Alberige, master of ease. A funerary dagger, following epitaph. I, Alberige, master of ease, built the fortress of ease in the lands of Sarkoris. There is no other fortress like it in all the world. Okay. Oh, a great sword. A very nice looking one. Loot. We have a new armor now, right? Let's see. Okay. That one looks rather splendid, but this one fits the cloak much better. I mean, this looks a bit... I mean, this looks... Honestly, this looks better. It fits the rest of the armor better.
I will not falter.
He's got the great sword, so I can have a good look at him. Yeah, this looks much more fitting. This just doesn't look right for an angel. And a paladin. But now, of course, the cloak's wrong. 11. Less check penalty, more dexterity. Okay, that looks terrible. What else can I give? I could give her Carapace. Okay, that's fair. Cloak of resistance. Let's leave it at that one. Yeah, that's better. Okay.
Our path leads on.
Lustrous blade. No. Another funerary dagger of Arimora the Sky Reader. Funerary dagger of a Sakorian chieftain. The hilt bears the following epitaph. I am the mighty chief, Arimora the Sky Reader. The stars revealed their secrets to me and gave me guidance as I led the Black Earth clan into battle. Oh dear.
Guide us. Defeat is not an option.
The heck? Sona, the daughter of spirits. I'm the mighty chief. Sona, the daughter of spirits. I was an orphan who took shelter at the temple, but the spirits gave me the strength to build my own fortress. Had the twin. My brother hid, and I rule the forest and the steppe, and we are as inseparable in death as we were in life. Gwen, the she-wolf. I walk this path of spirits, and they help me to defeat the Howling Blood clan. And we have Aven Bloody Spear. I owned the fortresses and lands of the Stagherd clan until I made the spirits angry. What else do we have here? Stuff? Wait, what was that? Dagger of Hid the Twin. Ah! My brother Had and I rule the forest and the steppe. Wait, no, that can't be right. Did we read that already?
Call me
It's a
again
scent at
if
the
you
top.
need to.
I will fight!
Torn out pages from a Sakorian book. Years later, into the mountain valley, which for many years had lain uninhabited and had fallen into a state of desolation, rode the prideful rider. Oh, the rider! He was part of our solution. His steed was wild and fleet, his tall steppe helm shone like a gilded mask, and his sharply curved bow could strike from thrice times 300 paces away. Dauntlessly did the rider ride into the remains of the settlement, and drawing up beside the stone pillars into which were carved the images of the ancestors, he bowed low before them, and then he sliced open his palm and blooded those same stones. And then the rider unbridled his mount and sent him off, for his loyal companion would be of no use to him in the cramped caves. The rider checked his bowstring, descended into the depth, sat down in the largest of the caves, and waited. Soon the pack appeared. They were hungry, wasted, and such even more vicious, for it had been long since they had eaten the human flesh they so favoured, while the rider pulled his bowstring tight and let fly arrow after arrow. The darkness was no obstacle, as he used sound to guide his arm, until each down to the very last was stuck full. Perishing, the last of the pack creatures opened its maw, and in the follower's voice asked... In the follower's voice? The heck? Who are you, mighty rider, who does not fear to tread here and end my cursed and rotten life? Tell me your name, my lord, and tell me from what noble clan do you hail? The rider removed his tall helm with its gilded mask, and long braids tumbled free from beneath it. It was no man, but the daughter of the wise patriarch, who on the brink of death made her swear one final vow, a vow of vengeance. That is why the rider is between the daughter and patriarch. Interesting. So by accident I found the real solution. Because the daughter gave this promise to become the patriarch to her father. That's why daughter rider patriarch. Haha. Okay. It was no man, but the daughter of the wise patriarch. Okay. For years she had roamed, bearing in her heart cold malice and righteous fury for all her sorcerers and their ilk. For years her arrows had cut down despicable sorcerers, while her conviction had only grown in strength and certainty. conviction. And at last the hour had come for her to return and avenge the clan whose name has now been condemned to obscurity. She did not answer the dying monster, for vile sorcerers are undeserving of even a word from a worthy person's lip. She burned the pack's stinking bodies, left the caves, bowed before the ancestors one last time, and departed, never to return again.
Save the last one for me.
What the heck? Eon the One-Eyed. I offered my eye as a sacrifice to the spirits, and they revealed my future. This is how I was victorious. Oh dear. Elder Earth Element. Oh dear. You take me there.
I'll cut you wide open.
Kneel before me. Do not hold back.
This was simple enough.
Godspeed.
We are the light. They are the darkness.
Alrighty. Vigdeli the Wayfinder, I reached the end of the step, and there I built the houses of my clan to the envy of Ustalav. Fian the Overmaster, I traded with the dwarfs, and the weapons of the Fian clan were the best in the land. Aij the Sweet-Voiced, wherever I went, wars ended and sworn enemies were reconciled. That sounds like a very interesting and powerful ability. Oh, there's so much stuff that's just lying around. The shape of the stone resembles a tall, thin tree, and its surface feels like the texture of a tree bark. A tombstone engraved with the following epitaph. Kather, a Sarkorian ranger. He walked many paths, but the last one led him to Pharasma's boneyard. Wait, what? There's dead? The heck? Wait, what? One who assumes... What? The only man fitting this description is alive and well. Well... I guess there's a lot to ask him.
We march ahead.
What the heck?
Now what is that?
No one could match my knowledge of books or my skill in the art of war.
Let's prove their logic is lacking.
Little bit quick. No enemy could escape me. I overtook them like a storm.
I found something.
Old doll. The wooden doll. The wood is darkened with age, but the word Ran can still be seen, carved crookedly into its side. Good thing that we ventured outside. Apparently we have to do all the side quests before we conduct the ritual.
Our path leads on.
This one's mine.
I'm sure they mean us no harm, right? So your pain is my pleasure.
That was one.
Hagwort the Snake. In the forests of Sarkoris, none could match my cunning or my knowledge of poisons. What's that? Hematite. Okay, and a lot of coins.
I'll watch your back.
Angna the Spinstress. I used my husband's hair to spin the string with which I strangled his murderers. Okay. Dwidri Stormraven. The spirits spoke with me and granted me power like no one has ever seen. Interesting. So are they... They all have a dagger. I guess this dagger is a way the spirits gave them power or control them. Maybe we should get rid of the daggers. It could be dangerous to keep them. Loot. Okay, more coins. Knowledge.
This was simple
Remnants of a ship that once bore a Sakorian chieftain on their final journey. Well, this is all very disturbing, if I may say so. Loot.
Careful now.
More wait, why are there... I mean, the amount of coins is always ridiculous. I mean, I don't really mind. I mean, we have already a nigh infinite amount, so it doesn't really matter, but still. Kigwin Golden Mare, my proud herds roam the steppe, like ships in the sea, and no flaw could be found in them.
We will win this war.
Let us press on. We march ahead.
I found Runhill's doll. Or should we lie to him? I mean, to tell him the truth would be cruel, but then again, after 100 years, doesn't he deserve the truth? But then again, what would it change? It would just pain him, sadden him, weaken his resolve. But still, I want to be a steward of the truth, even if it hurts. I found Renhill's doll. Your family tried to make it to Pulura's temple, but for a while, Odin is silent. He stares down at his hands, but why? His voice is dull and lifeless. Why did they come here? They were so close, and we were hiding behind the walls the whole time, not even daring to breathe. We didn't help them. Odin looks up, his face deadly calm. Well, that settles it. If I'd been where I was supposed to be with my family, I would be lying now in a grave. I should not be alive. No, Odin, you survived for a reason. You never need to live, and you need to live. Your knowledge of the stars will help us close the wound. Your family will be revenged, and so will Sarkoris, but only if we stay alive. Only if we fight. Don't leave us, Odin. Please keep on fighting. A sudden resolve fills Odin's eyes, and he squares his shoulders. You're right. If not us, then who? Who will show these monsters they can get away with attacking our families, our children? I will do everything in my power as a stargazer to help you. But first, let me get a selfie. What now? I get a bottle of wine. I've been hiding away for a special occasion and got everyone together to mark a day of remembrance. We've gazed at the stars for so long, afraid to look back at those we've left behind. We've started to forget why we are fighting. I've made a decision. On the day of remembrance, we will drink and reminisce about all we've been through. We'll cry and we'll laugh. Because after everything, we're still alive, right? Yes, we are alive, and we will fight. Thank you, Commander. Make sure you don't forget the people you are fighting for. Oh dear.
Our path leads on.
God. What about the sword? Is it very good? Rage of Ice. Solemn Hour. Whoa! One moment. 95. 110. An ancient sword looks to be well preserved. The inscription on its hilt reads Rage of Ice. Okay, that one looks terrible, so I'm not interested. So we're going to give this sword to him, even if it has better values than the sword that we have right now. Here's the sword you asked me to bring you. Reynard doesn't even look at the sword. He stares off dully into the distance. It's just a thing, another toy. These swords will never see battle. They are as useless as I am. You know what? I don't really care about the sword or about the history of Socorus. It's gone. It was razed to the ground. The dead chieftains have risen up to fight against their own people. The stargazers who once advised them are now holed up in caves like rats, afraid to set foot outside. I want to fight. No one's ever taught me, but I'm a Khalid, and every Khalid is a warrior. The gods refused to let me outside. I'd hoped that I could go out with you and fight the enemy. But after watching you in battle, I realized I wouldn't stand a chance. I'm not a real warrior. Looks like I'll be slaving over constellation charts forever. Stargazer gives you a mirthless chuckle. Thank you for talking me out of fighting. The walking undead would tear me apart in no time. You could ask Kater to let you join the guard. You don't think I've asked? I am under strict orders not to put myself in danger. Alejandra says I'm one of the most gifted stargazers, and my talent is needed here. Kater? Regnard snorts contemptuously. He always says I'm too young. Too young? And that's just it. The curse of this place. We don't get old, we don't get sick, and we don't change. There's always the same conversations and jokes, the same arguments, the same food, and the same schedule. Those who arrived here when they were old are still old, and those who came here when they were young are still young. A guard can't become a stargazer even if he studies hard and shows tremendous talent. Likewise, a stargazer can't become a god. And no matter how much he wants to wield a weapon, everything must remain as it was on the first day of our imprisonment. And that's the way things are. Everything is always the same. Regnard shakes his head sadly. Our bodies are healthy, but our souls are dying. My soul is dying. Training at night is the only thing that keeps me going. I've been trying to master the techniques used by the guards when they fight, but I'm not very good. Not that anything will come of it, of course it's all useless. Nothing ever changes in this damned place. I will speak with Kater. I don't think he will be indifferent to your suffering. Regnard shakes his head. There's no point. Kater is just like the rest of us. He doesn't change. I have to go. It was a bit more melodramatic than I previously. Wait, what? What's just... no? The heck did just happen? Two bonuses of the same type. Did we just sleep? What? What? What did we what? There. I want to discuss Regnard the Stargazer. Cthair chuckles grimly. Whenever I hear the name Regnard, I expect another tearful plea to let him enlist. Is that why you are here? Regnard is suffering. He has the soul of a warrior, and he will waste away if he cannot follow the path his heart desires. Cthair hesitates. Though he tries to remain stern, you get the feeling it's mostly for show. I agree, he says at last, to give the boy a chance. He may join as a new recruit and begin his training. Eliandra will probably not be happy that I've allowed one of the stargazers to be distracted from stargazing, but she's too soft to object. It is settled then. I won't let Regnard leave these walls until he proves himself ready. The call of one's heart is a serious matter, but such calls often fade after daily drills and a few painful blisters. Someone help me find your grave. Why do you have a grave? Why do you visit that place? Cthair chuckles bitterly. I see there's nothing that doesn't interest you, Knight Commander. That grave, the existence of the Temple Enclave, and the work that we were doing had to remain a secret. And by secret, I mean secret. We couldn't even let our families know that we were safe. but I was sure my Imrus would try to find me. The two of us were newlyweds. We had barely said our vows before the wound opened. There is a sad light in Cthair's eyes, and his stern face softens. I knew we would be stuck here for a long time, maybe even for life. I wanted to fulfill my duty and protect the temple, but I also wanted my wife to survive, and to do that she would have to move on. So I built a fake grave for myself in the first place I knew she would look. I know that everything happened the way I planned. She found the grave and saw for herself that I had perished. She thought my comrades had buried me, and she mourned my death, but she found the strength to go to Mendev. I do not know what happened to her after that, but I hope she found happiness. It's been a lifetime since then. As for why I still go there, it's where Imuris and I got married. Imuris? Do I remember that name? I've never felt more joy than I did on that day, in that place. But it is also the place where I felt the most misery, the place where I carved my name on a tombstone and said goodbye to the past. So I go there to remember. And that is all. So much tragedy. A very well done game. Imagine we had a Disney movie or a Hollywood movie with a good story. We need to talk to the boy. Tell him that he's going to become a god. I spoke with Cthair. He is ready to take you on as a new recruit. Really? But how did you convince him? Wait, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Renard can barely contain his excitement. Alright, I have to focus. I can't let you and Cthair down. I will start training immediately. Thank you. You've given me a second chance at life, and I'll never forget it. Alright, it must be nice to have somewhere to go.
Godspeed.
If you can go everywhere, going anywhere loses its value. That's one of the problems of globalization.
Let us press on.
Back in the day, traveling, European traveling to Africa, there was a visit of a lifetime. You saved for years and it was glorious. And you wanted it, and it was full of fun. But nowadays, any place on Earth is just 10 hours away, a couple $100. It's just, the world has become so small.